Hi, everyone. Now, you've probably seen me a lot on LinkedIn banging on about the idea of L&D value and what we need to do to basically prove that value to the organization, not through just measuring aimless statistics like bums on seats and courses on LMSs. This is the stuff, real value, that means that when the restructures happen, we aren't going to be first on that chopping block. And one of the analogies I like to use, which I think really hits home the message, is the idea of performance pharmacists versus performance GPs. Let me show you what I mean. So take a think. Is your L&D team, whether you're in it or whether it's just one in your organization, do you resemble a pharmacist or a GP more? What do I mean by that? Well, performance is at the heart of everything here. How do we help people perform? What are the problems we're trying to solve? And quite often, when we go to a pharmacist, take a think about this. Why is it you go? How is it you use a pharmacist? It tends to be that you think you know the problem already. This is the problem I've got. I want something for it. So you kind of go in there and you can self-medicate, get stuff off the shelf yourself. You can actually go and speak to the pharmacist and ask them, what can you give me? This is the problem I've got. What can you give me? And they'll go, try this. We've got quite a few things. Try this one. And it might be that you go back again. That one didn't work. What else have you got? Well, why don't we try this one instead? And this happens quite a lot with L&D teams, with libraries of content. LMS is full of content. Stakeholders might come and say, this is the problem. We need to have something that helps them do this or stops them from doing that. What have you got? And they can either choose to go straight on the LMS and choose something that's already there, or you guys will give them a library and say, these are the things we've got. How about we do that? Now think about this slightly differently. When you go to the GP, how is that different to when you go to the pharmacist? What is it the GP does that is different? It's interesting. Think about it. What you'll find is when you go to the GP, they'll ask you more questions. They're not after you just telling them what the problem is. They'll actually start to ask about what are the symptoms? How is this thing showing up? When is it showing up? Who is it showing up with? In what combinations? In what context? What times a day? They're trying to unearth the real problem. And through those symptoms and through listening to your answers and probing a little bit further, they will come to a conclusion about what they think the actual problem is. And if they can't quite get to that actual problem, what they'll do is they'll ask you to go for some more tests. They'll run some sort of experiments or tests to find out what's going on underneath. They may even prescribe something for you in the short term for some of those symptoms, but only because they're going after the real problem. Now, at the end of all that, they might just send you to the pharmacist, which you could have started with, but at least you know you're tackling the problem. But quite often what happens is they refer to a specialist in the area. And this is a key thing for L&D. We do not have to be the knowledge experts on everything. We don't have to be the specialists of everything. And a key thing is here is not to market ourselves as being those things. Market ourselves as the GP. Come to us. And if we can't find and identify the problem with you, then we'll include others and run some more experiments and ask some more focus groups to find out what it actually is. And it might not be a problem that training can help with. It might be that we need to talk to the leaders, or we need to talk to the people who deal with the software and the systems. But you are the gateway to helping people find that and solve that. Hope that's of use. Let me know whether you think you work as a pharmacy or a GP, and get in touch. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye now.